Yeah, we live right now, and I got to react off of this. As you see in the comments, DL Hughley crashed out yesterday on TMZ Live due to his for President Donald J. Trump. And I guess the conversation was because a lot of people around the world don't know what's going on because of the gatekeepers and Hollywood and, the feminine energy, pretty much want you to side. But then there's some freed Negroes, some freed people who we are nonpartisan independents, and we don't have a side. We just want America to be free, liberated. We want to end poverty. We want to end crime. We want to wealth building. We want to end mass incarceration and all of these things that's going on. But we got some gatekeepers out there, and DL Hughley is clearly one of them because of his hatred for Donald Trump. So I'm going to go ahead and play the clip live, and then I'm going to react because, like I said, this is, what they want us to do. And DL Hughley does not speak for Black America. He speaks for, the slave. He speaks for the females. He's saying but Black America because Black men are nonpartisan independents and we're doing our thing. But I'm going to go ahead and play this live reaction, and then I'm going to clip it up after I finish. But right now, let's go ahead and check it out. This is yesterday on TMZ Live where DL Hughley crashed out when they asked him about Trump winning a Nobel Peace Prize. Let's check it out.
Basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard.
He dropped the F-bomb.
They don't know what they're
Whoa.
doing. You understand that? Yeah, we understand it.
So listen, I got to stop for copyright infringements and things like that. So he was basically, they asked him going to NATO, the president going to NATO about the countries. He said they've been fighting so long, they don't even know how to stop it. So that's what that was all about. But let's get to the content. Let's check this out.
Wow.
They're about to bring in DL Hughley, and I'm going to comment.
President using that word, but
Joe Biden calling a blank and deal.
yes.
Let's go. Check this out, man.
Hot mic.
DL Hughley crashed out, man. Let's go.
Is it time to start talking about our Nobel Prize for the president? Joining us now to discuss, friend DL Hughley.
Check this out. Check this out.
Booking a flight. Download
Okay, let me pause that.
We'll note it.
Let me pause that. And let me see. Let me just let you know for the record. Somebody put in the comments, we're not down with Trump like that. We're down with America. So I just wanted to be clear because a lot of people don't understand. They think because you love your country that you're on the side then, but he is the president of the United States. So over here, we're nonpartisan independent. So I appreciate the comment. But let's get to the content. Check this out, man. This man crashed out. Check it out.
Last thing,
I think you have to have peace. You have to have a peace more than it takes to send a tweet out. Like, it has to be that long, right? It has to be longer than that, right? Ultimately, it's interesting because
Good morning.
Both the Iranians and the United States and Israel at the negotiating table when he fired the missile. Like, they were at the table negotiating when he fired.
they were at the table when Israel launched its offensive.
And we're basically saying when Trump sent the tweet out, because I got to explain this and I got to make sure that I can monetize this. And basically, when Trump put out the tweet, he put it out while the Israel and Iran was in the midst of engaging in warfare. OK, so basically, I saw the tweet. Trump said that Iran had 6 hours to shut it down and he gave Israel 12 hours to shut it down. But in the midst of Israel sent, a barrage of bombs, to Iran, and then Iran basically responded the way that they did. But I want y'all to understand, isn't it quite strange when they want to talk politics, they don't call a person like me a player. They will call a comedian to pretty much speak for the masses. But go ahead and check this out. Let's go.
Look, you're right. It's shaky, but here's I've been dying to talk to you today.
Check this out.
If this ceasefire lasts and he is able to contain Iran through the money and then diplomacy, does he deserve the Nobel Prize?
Okay. You heard the question. Check the answer out.
I think that what we should talk about is the fact that he dismantled that was in place that had contained Iran. So he's an arsonist who starts a fire and then puts it out.
So DL Hughley said the president of the United States is an arsonist and then puts the fire out. So we talking about the president of the United States, the most powerful man in the world. So listen, it's not flesh and blood, and God will use a fool to pound the wise. So let's keep it 100. Let's be honest with ourselves, because the president of the United States is the executive in chief of the states. And I'm sure anybody on this live don't want anything to happen to the United States. And then there are people who are seeking freedom and liberation in the midst of the storm. Let's go.
Let's be clear.
Check it out.
The only reason we're in this situation right now is he despises Barack Obama so much. He took a deal off the table, left it alone, started doing whatever they thought was suspicious activity, or they don't even know if they reconstituted started reconstituting their nuclear program. But the bottom line is, where we're right now, he dismantled what was working, took it away, said he was going to replace it, and didn't.
So listen, I don't know if they brought him in to troll. I don't know what he said. Okay. But at the end of the day, clearly he had hatred for a human being, hatred for Trump. And I'm sure he probably never even met it, but he's being used as a gatekeeper to keep all you people dumb, stupid, and ignorant and not look at the facts. Because at the end of the day, it's not Republican, not Democrat. It is the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God. And that's what we're seeking.
Well, wait a minute.
He got Harvey. Check it out.
He said back then that he just didn't believe that it was verifiable that the Iranians were going to stop developing nuclear weapons.
Okay.
Iran do not need a nuclear weapon. Obama said the same thing, and he's on record, and there's a lot of other presidents that's saying that. So for them to act like Trump is doing something crazy to pretty much stop Iran from developing nuclear weapons, I mean, that's in the best interest of the world, not just the United States, but of the world. We've seen 9/11, and we don't want nothing like that again. So it's better to be proactive than reactive. Let's go.
Then put a deal in place, negotiate with them in place. This is 6 years. Like, let's be clear. That deal, by all accounts, was doing what it's supposed to. He hates Barack Obama so much.
Okay. He talking about another man hating another man so much. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of getting weird, and it's going to get weirder. So he's saying that Donald Trump hates Barack Obama so much. Donald Trump don't hate Barack Obama. Donald Trump hates the Democratic Party. Oh, and he hates the gatekeepers because his enemies are lined up with the liberals. The liberals are getting paid to pretty much try to tear down his whole operation, which includes the United States of America. Let's go.
He took a deal off just like he would do the healthcare.
He said he took a deal off the place without You know what I'm saying? He just BSing right now. He don't know what to say, what to do. And he just throwing out just stuff just because he don't have nothing to say about the president because he has hatred for a man.
Stop with the whole,
look,
he does everything for formatics.
Look, stop what he said, and he holds everything for, you know what I'm saying? He's doing what president is doing.
Check. President, and stop trying to win Nobel Peace Prizes, and stop trying to sell telephones, and do the bidding of the country.
Okay. And if he does the bidding of the country by stopping Iran from getting a nuclear weapon, then you still got to say, bro, let's go.
So it's his job. You said you want it. In his defense, what if he never won a Peace Prize? With that, so what? What's with being on Time, the cover of Time magazine, and getting all these other accolades?
He hating.
Are you the president of the United States? Act like it.
He's president of the United States, and he is acting like it, and you guys are just some haters. Hollywood, y'all some haters.
Act like it.
So he would say,
and if he act like it, he's not going to get the approval of the feminists, and that's pretty much what he's lining himself up to be, a male feminist, because he's speaking for the woman. He's not speaking for the man, because a man will sit back no matter who's in charge. Let's sit down and have an educated conversation, and let's negotiate and figure out what's right. For the Constitution says, we the people. Let's go.
That they were about to go to the table with Iran when Israel started its offensive, and then sort of cajoled the U.S. into
Check it out.
So
in 2018, they had
Okay, in 2018, what are you talking about? Let's go.
In place, and at Israel's behest, he dismantled it. They didn't put anything in place. Nothing been in place even for the last few years of his administration.
For the record, Trump can't dismantle anything.
So they had to deal with it. Obviously, nobody did anything about it, and now we're here where we are right now. I do not think a man who broke something should get rewarded for trying to fix it.
That's personal. I don't. You know what I'm saying? See, when you start saying I, you know what I'm saying? I don't. See, it's personal. It's personal.
Don't think that.
Stick in there. Okay. It's coming. Check this out.
I mean, you say he needs to start acting like the president. The argument would be that the way the president... Let me make my point. Let me make my point. that there are a lot of presidents who all kind of act the same way. And a lot of people think we've been taken advantage of all over the world. Donald Trump acts a different way. You just heard Donald Trump saying they're both.
And the reason he acts a different way because he's his own man and he doesn't have, he's not being puppeteered around and he doesn't have anybody to answer to other than his advisors.
Lined up. And he is handling it differently. If his style is able to secure what looks like a long-lasting peace,
man,
why not give him the Nobel Prize? Okay.
Hold up. Here, let me pause this commercial. I don't want to get flagged. Let me pause this commercial. I'm not trying to get flagged. I'm trying to monetize this. I got paid. So keep hitting that subscription. Yeah, I got paid the other day. It was a nice little chunk of
His
change.
idea
Let's
of
go.
terrorism was a different approach. Look where we're at. His idea of immigration is a different approach. At the same time,
Hold on. His ideal of immigration has got the southern border taken care of without a wall. We have the last 2 months have had the least people to cross the southern border in American history since it's been documented, and there is not even a wall built. They're doing their job.
He's attacking Iran. He was attacking.
He's saying he's attacking Iran. So he's saying Trump personally is attacking Iran, not for, the national security or for global peace, because we do need peace in the Middle East.
A swap meet in El Monte.
He said he's a swap meet in El Monte. I'm in Southern California, so El Monte has a large population of Hispanics, and the Homeland Security ICE ran up in the swap meet and pretty much people. So I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna get back to the content. I gotta pause because that's what they teach you in the back office, so you don't get your channel flagged. So now ICE is doing their job. Now ICE has to justify their funding. They have to justify why they do what they do. Okay. And that 100%, they have to justify. So just like when I was taking those law enforcement classes, the whole class asked the teachers, hey, do travel quota. And basically what the instructor said is that if you're doing a 12-hour shift, okay, and you come back and you don't have no tickets, how do you even justify having a position? So pretty much they're doing their job. And I'm going to tell you this, they're blowers. There is a 1-800 ICE number out there for individuals to call to report illegal immigration. And that's what's going on in California. They're reporting them at the car wash. They're reporting them at the swap meets. The man over at Home Depot is basically trying their best to clear them out, calling ICE because these people are, I don't know what's going on, but they are reporting these people. So ICE is doing their job. They have a job to do. And this, 82% of Border Patrol officers are Latino. 52% of ICE agents are Latino. They're doing their job. Let's go. You see how he's telling jokes? He's joking. He's not serious. So what I'm saying is I'm trying to make it make sense. But check it out.
I don't know. Any of these things that he's trying to do would already be unwieldy anyway. But trying to do them all half-hearted one time.
Right. You see, they're talking to a comedian to make it make sense. I guess it's just for entertainment purposes. I don't know if they really want to get to the bottom of it or have an educated conversation. But call me, TMZ. I can holler at you.
And let me ask you, who does he have in place that is advising?
Who do you have? Check it out.
Name me one person, one competent person on his cabinet that can help.
One competent person, say Hesek, I would say Rubio, I would say anybody that's in his cabinet is doing their job. And Trump don't have, the power to pretty much just go raid a swap meet or shoot a bomb off. He's getting that by his advisors. And these are very powerful people that do not want to be in the life. They do not want to be celebrities. They do not want to be influencers, but they are telling the president and they're giving him information based on the data and the intelligence. Go ahead and tell you, I'm not going to name a person that he asked. I'm going to basically tell you the CIA, the FBI, the NSA. Okay. These people advising him, just like when he sent the federal troops to Los Angeles, they had intelligence, classified intelligence that these protests were going to go out of control and we're going to lead to, the No Kingdom Day weekends where everybody get, but he's sending the federal troops without the knowing of Gavin Newsom as well as Karen Bass, who pretty much are on record opposing the federal government. And the last time we had that was in 1963 when George Wallace pretty much stopped the federal troops when John F. Kennedy sent them because they desegregated the college universities. And George Wallace, the Democrat, is segregation now, segregation forever. And it's crazy that Gavin Newsom, Karen Bass, and the vice mayor of which is a city that's, it's in the county of Los Angeles, but she basically called out and said, where the cholos at? Where the 18th streets at? You guys got the biggest gangs in your hood and you're not doing anything. So you got elected officials separating themselves from the federal government, no different than when, Robert E. Lee, the Confederate general, separated from the federal government because they wanted to preserve slavery. And that was the catalyst of the Civil War. And that's crazy. So it's crazy. Robert E. Lee, George Wallace, and Gavin Newsom, what do they have in common? All three of them are Democrats. And this is why when they say, the party switched, it never switched. Okay, they just let some Negroes get in positions of power to do their will. And this is what D.L. Hughley is doing right now.
One, the same time.
Check it out.
Is there anything that Donald Trump could do that you would give him credit for?
Yes, he could have went to jail for starting right.
Wow.
Okay, there's
He said Donald Trump could have went. That's the only thing he could have agreed to, and sending the president to jail for, whatever the charges that they pumped up. Think about this. So look at this man right now and the hatred that he has for another man. Okay. And this is why I have to call it feminine energy. And this is why I'm saying Hughley is literally a feminist. And it's crazy because DL might stand for law. We don't know. So it is what it is.
There's the answer.
Check this out.
The things that you are saying, with all due respect, they are absolute. He torpedoed a deal with Iran because he doesn't like Barack Obama.
That's crazy.
Do you hear what I'm saying?
So listen, now this is when it goes left. This is the main reason why I played this clip, because he's out like a female that cannot control her emotions. We've all been there. As an alpha male, I got females that despise me to this because I hurt them, not purposely, because basically I just didn't want to be on. But watch how this man act like a crazy, deranged female. And it's clear that he's suffering from Trump deranged. This is feminine energy, and every man could attest to this because this is how the woman acts when she is mad. It doesn't matter about facts. It doesn't matter about doing or what's going on. She's emotional, and he's about to pop off. Check this out.
He destroyed. Oh, stop it.
Look.
Stop it. The man.
Look. How many women have stop it? Look. I've never seen this brother lost for words. He's very articulate. He's basically channeling in energy because probably 90% of his fan base is female and the other 10% are male homosexuals. Like, think about it. No disrespect to nobody, but I'm saying is, how can record, projecting this much hatred towards another man? This is what we call feminine energy, and D.L. Hughley is a feminist, and I wonder what the DL stands for.
He wouldn't do that. Renaming.
Give me the let's talk facts. Let's talk facts.
He said, let's talk facts. Let's go.
Let's talk in facts.
Why didn't he torpedo the deal? Why was the deal torpedoed?
It's a crap deal. The whole world crap.
No.
Barack Obama has said
there's not. So a better deal is the one he's doing now?
Yes,
You see what I'm saying? Stop. This feminine energy. This brother right here is speaking logic, and D.L. Hughley is on some feminine energy.
Negotiated for 60 days. He said, take a deal. They didn't take the deal. Now it's we are on the verge of peace, except the only difference is now their nuclear program is decimated. Come on.
You see what I'm saying? You give him anything. Look, there's nothing this man did. Look.
That man torpedoed that deal precisely because he didn't like Barack Obama.
Listen, why would he even bring Barack into this? You see what I'm saying? Why would he bring Barack into this? I mean, come on, bro. Look at this. Look at him.
Okay. That they cannot.
I've there before. She mad. She can't out talk me. She's emotional and she's wrong, and she act just like D.L. Hughley.
Mediocre coward.
They laughing at him.
President and all these people him. That's all he does. Is break.
Don't that remind you of a ranting female that just mad, that's just popping off on the internet because she has nothing positive to say?
Okay, and I don't know.
This hurts your side. It hurts your side.
No, I despise him, but if he did something right,
You hear what he just said? He said he despised him. And that's the craziest thing ever. How can another man sit back and say he despised another man? That is the craziest. Despise a man. I despise him. I despise him.
I despise him as much as he despises black people.
Okay. I despise him as much as he despised black people. Trump don't despise black people, contrary to popular belief. He despised these liberals, these people who want to change your sons into girls, the people who want to allow males to compete with females. So at the end of the day, it's this brother right here has lost it, and due to his, hatred and despising another, is crazy to me.
I despise him.
More nonsense. It's more nonsense.
He despised him as much as he despised black people. Like I said, I got to go on record. Trump don't despise black people. I talked to the Community First Coalition, with Harry O's organization. I haven't met Harry O personally, but, they're earmarking, putting money aside for the black community. We just got to get from under the gatekeepers and brothers like this that make everybody think that we all on their side. We're not on your side. We're nonpartisan independents. Let us be the Republicans, and the black man is going to cut the wing off the political parties, because the Democratic Party is dead to us. I'm going to say this again. The Democratic Party is dead to us. Okay. The party of slavery, the party of mass incarceration, the party that this brother is trying to keep going because they've been good to him. So when you talk about, kissing masses, this is what this brother's doing right now.
Let me ask you something. Why rename bases after Confederate generals?
Oh, he said, why? I'm going to answer this question. They couldn't answer it. Why rename bases after Confederate generals? The Democrats changed the names to other names. Trump is changing the names back to the original names because that's American history. Okay, Robert E. Lee, Fort Bragg, and all of that. This is American history. And the reason why the Democrats wants, have it because they want to hide the history and act like it wasn't them. This is why they want to tear down the statues. This is why they don't want you to know the true history, because at the end of the day, the original sin of the Democratic Party is slavery, and the Democratic Party aided Dixiecratic Democratic South, separated from the Union to preserve slavery. No difference than what Gavin Newsom, Karen Bass doing right now, states' rights opposing the federal government.
Why do it? Why destroy it?
He don't have.
Good question, Mike.
Why do it? You know why? Because
let him answer, Dio.
Let him do it.
You're gonna ask him.
Wow.
Let him answer.
Why did he do it?
Give me the question once more, Dio. I'm sorry.
Why rename bases after?
I have no idea.
Listen, he said he has no idea. I have an idea, because the Democratic Party wants to erase history. And when, down the road, 10, 20, 30, 40 years from now, when you look up, and you will never know it was them. They're trying to hide their history. No, keep Fort Bragg as Fort Bragg. Okay. Keep, Robert E. Lee as the general that succeeded from the federal government, succeeded from, in the Civil War to preserve slavery. We have to know the history. Okay. This is why. Okay. Put it back. And I totally agree. Not lie to us. We know what it is. Let the truth be the truth. But I'm going to tell you this. The Democratic Party will not make it past 2025. Okay. We have the Whig Party, the Federalist Party, the American Independent Party, the Democratic. So right now, the Democratic Party is pretty much on his support. And the black man. Okay. Black men, we refuse to resuscitate, because this brother right here is speaking not for himself, but for whoever he works for, because this is what you call a gatekeeper. And I'm going to say this again. The reason why the Republicans and Donald Trump are putting the names of these Confederate generals back on these bases is to remind us of our true, not perfect, but this is our true history. We need to know the truth.
I have no idea.
Look,
yes, you do.
I just gave you the answer.
He's a racist. That's why he does it.
Look, let me tell you, it is such a sign of weakness that you throw your emotions.
Such a sign of weakness. He's a feminist. And what do DL stand for?
You are out here. You are attacking me personally.
All right, man. So listen, man, life is life. And man, I got a youth program I got to get to. But listen, man, it is what it is. DL Hughley is working for the feminist movement. He's not speaking for black men. Black men are not Republicans or Democrats. Okay, but we'll be willing to sit at the table and negotiate for our community, and our community by default is the working class and the middle class. Going to work with this big, beautiful bill. No tax on tips, no tax on overtime. We also going to try to get the subsidies and no tax on Social Security. As then there's other things that we want to implement, but we need the Democrats on board. So with that being said, have an amazing day. This your man, Bushan Glover, signing out. Better Black America TV. Peace out.